Hey YouTube, so, excuse me, Ramstein the Man here. Part 1 of the timing chain replacement along with the phasers, guides, tensioners and things like that. This is just the first part. As you see, I already got down this far, but I'm going to show you exactly everything that I did, which actually wasn't really that bad, to be completely honest with you. This was really not that bad. So, air boxes first. Depending on whatever intake you got, this one has a bolt inside there that, I think this one is which one is this one? This is a air raid. Your fittings, you know how to take those off already. This guy, you push back on the little white tab. Same with this side. Here's like a little tip. This goes like so, like this. I found it's easier to take this one off first, then do this one. Because then you can maneuver it around, you can get your tool or your finger in there to take it off. So I would recommend taking this end off first, valve cover end. So that was no big deal. Drain your coolant. I didn't jack the car up, only because I was figuring if I can, sneak it out, which I was able to. This is the coolant that came out. I basically just put this, like this cup, had a couple, like a water bottle over there, and just slowly took off a hose, and then just lift that same hose up, took off another section, and then just have the coolant just run into there. And then I did that for about a good 25 minutes. So it probably would have been easier for me to just jack it up and just drop the splash shield underneath, open up the petcock that has one, whatever, and then do it that way. But I didn't want to do all that. So, as you see now here, the belt is free, showing a reference that this belt here is original and it's upside down. So that's going to be the way it's going to go for the install. Cool. So that's that. Along with the other belt. What else? Alternator. The alternator is still inside the car. For whatever reason, but as you see, it's resting right there. So that's that there. 2 bolts hold it in. Well, no, it's 1 bolt here, and then this is a stud and a nut. But you're gonna want to take out the stud too, so then that way you're able to rock the alternator back and forth. Because if you have the stud still in place, you won't be able to rock the alternator back and forth to wiggle it out. So the stud also has to come off, and that was a E8. And you see, this is the stud here. This is where the stud will stop. Like once it's in, it stops right there. Tensioners, or tensioner. Single bolt holds it in, no big deal. I think that was a 13, if I'm right with that. Oh, don't fall. So 13 there. Yeah, 13 for this one here. 13 for this one here. Both normal threads. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Normal stuff, no big deal. Water pump pulley comes off, no big deal. This clip goes into where the upper radiator hose connects to this housing here. See that there? Held in by 2 bolts, 8mm bolts, and they go 1, 2. Normal squeeze style. You can get this squeeze pretty close to where it doesn't lock in, and if you just rock it back and forth while keeping steady pressure and using your other hand to walk it off, you'll be able to get this to come out without latching it. I don't have the tool to properly do that. I'll just use a screwdriver or something, or try to figure out something to get it undone. But you're able to squeeze this enough that you can slide this off without messing with that. What else, really? As you see, the air raid, the intake will go right here, piping, basic fittings. I'm not going to talk about the valve covers because that's going to be the next video. That's going to be part 2. I'm showing this part just to show that there's really not much really going on here, honestly. It was pretty easy to get to this point. As you see, I already started messing with the plugs to get that side free. I'm going to do that side tomorrow. The other end of that housing, right there, that goes right in here. And you want to take this off. This will sit in the groove right there for where the fuel rail goes. That'll sit in there. I have the nuts already that's on there, but that's why it sits like that. This guy will go right here, like so. This guy here goes to right here. This doesn't sit in here. I just have this sitting in that way so it's out of the way. But that goes in there. And mind you, this is a double clamp, but it's a single clamp at the same time. So you want to get some bird nose or bird beak pliers, bird nose, however you want to call it bird beak. You want to get those right there, long boy, and then you'll be able to get both of them in one go. Because if you try to do one, you won't get them. So you have to do both. This guy connects onto here, right? That's that. Now we kind of want to make some room. That off. For the fans, the upper radiator hose, it goes like this, comes around and goes here where the housing goes. That had to come out the way. But it's only held in by two 10mm nuts or bolts. Here, here, and then held in with the clamps. I'm probably going to leave this hose as is because it's really not going to be in the way. I'll just bend it out or whatever, but it doesn't seem to be in the way. It actually looks like, oh yeah, okay, so the AC compressor, one of your side wings, the AC compressor is actually bolted to the block sideways, so it actually looks like it avoids the timing cover, so that's good, that's good. Tensioner goes right here, and the idler pulley goes right here. All this is pretty easy to take off at this point. You know, nothing's gonna fight up. I already took off this valve cover already previously, so I know that's gonna be no issue. This side is also probably gonna be the same, you know, no issues. I'm gonna leave the intake manifold on because it doesn't seem like it's in the way. It's gonna be in the way. Because I actually took the manifold off too. I replaced it already, and it's not bolted to the timing cover in any way, so it can actually come off, or it can actually stay on there. So what else do I need to talk about? Fuel rail line. Please be careful with this line, even though it is on a hinge almost, and you can rotate it around. Be careful. Oh, now I'm leaking fuel. Please be careful, okay? You don't want no issues. This will go like that inside of there. So we'll tuck that back over there, tuck it away, and to release it, these clips here. So you go like that, and on the bottom, you kind of not really So you kind of like push it up at the same time. Maybe you can see. Just like that. So it has little hooks, little tabs. You just push them in. You do that. I believe that's it, guys. This is nothing really too crazy. So far, anyway. Alright, so this is part 1. Part 2 is probably going to be tomorrow, taking the valve covers off. I'm probably going to wear my headset. So then, I'll probably wear the headset, so then my hands will be free and you'll be able to see as I'm working in real time. And getting all this figured out. Alright, so like I said, part 1, expect part 2 sometime. You know, that's going to be coming up here soon. Yeah, Ram Man signing out.